which is not like that. I'm new to the train too, just heading out to my new job in Francisco, but I'm really loving the people here. In fact, while I get this mail call together, why don't you follow New York Times reporter Rory Rook into the engine room? If I know her, she's hounding Boris for a story right about now.
There you are, Boris. I've been running up and down this train so much I'm wearing a groove in the middle.
Oh gosh, Miss Rook. I've been making adjustments to the gravity couplings, you know? If you tune them just right, then the oscillations harmonize with the train and the whole thing just hums. Kind of like the universe wrote a song for us.
Wow, Boris, that's beautiful. Which reminds me, I wanted to ask you a few questions
about which asteroid fields make the best music?
No, I wanted to ask about
material efficiency in the engine really is above 98%, or if that's just hooey.
No, I wanted to ask you about the
second chance program on the train that employs a yet unidentified number of former convicts in hopes of finding a lead on an interesting profile piece.
No, Boris, listen up! I wanted to ask you about the second chance program on the train that employs a yet unidentified number of... How do you know?
Well, even a broken clock.
So, spill.
Oh, sure. Though, I gotta say that the lecture on the artificiality of the imposed material efficiency limits in a natural world has a lot more sound effects. But I'm glad to help. Take Tracey here, for example. She's currently on parole after serving time for involvement in a spree of blockchain corruptions. Ooh.
Wait, new space near a second there, Boris. You're telling me the train's AI was caught and convicted of virtual bank robbery? Why, that's zippier than a Grayson racing for pinks.
Yeah. If we're being honest, there's actually no way we could afford an AI as sophisticated as Trace if it weren't prohibitively hard for former criminals to be seen as full citizens, allowing us to pay way under the market. Come to think of it, Tracey just had a parole hearing. How'd that go?
Well, I think the answer to that question will become clear in 5, 4, 3... Oh, she dropped it again. Reordering the paperwork. 3... Oh, accepting an apology from Tommy for bumping into her. Exchange of pleasantries. 2... Tommy's joining. 2... Gabrielle's showing up. 2... Gabrielle's asking her to let her smuggle contraband. 2... Aldani's going off on law theory. 2... Gabrielle's talking over her. 2 and 1.
Wow, perfect timing, Tracey.
Think of the poor little blue crow, sad, not being eaten, and I could set them free.
No, Gabrielle. I know I look the other way sometimes, but this is too big. Shellfish allergies are real, and I haven't done a hazard survey.
Fine. Andre, let's rethink.
Never gets easier.
Oh, boredom!
Boris!
Make with the news, Aldani.
Just the person I came here to see. I've got a job for you. You see, I just had a package come in from Sheriff Co., and it seems Tracey earned her next delimiter package. My new junior deputy here is carrying it.
Doesn't seem fair to become junior deputy from a mistake, but Miss Sheriff says how we handle ourselves in failure is more important than immediate success. And I handled myself by carrying these papers.
So, what do you say, Boris? Think you can get Tracey back up and running a bit closer to her old self?
I sure would love to. But I'm just a simple nuclear engineer. I don't know anything about eliminating AI.
Always fear, Ratskull is here! Grant me access to the proper controls and conduits, and I'll be more than glad to fix Tracey right up. Oh yes, I'll fix her right up indeed. I'll just take that, Tommy, and, hard to tell if this is sophisticated or needlessly complicated. Just leave it to me, leave it all to me, all of it to me. And, this little booklet. Wish they'd included a translation to Latin.
Actually, we should be able to find a certified at the next station. It's not a problem. We can wait until somebody...
It looks like we're going to have to take a lot of Tracey's services and higher functions offline while we induce delimitation. Oh no, what's this? Sheriff, this appears to be yours.
Oh, yeah.
Jeepers, Sheriff. Seems that letter made you go paler than a half-mask on a predatory opera singer.
Another note from Sheriff Co. From the sound of it, head Q overpromised, and if I can't get another 300 managerial hours, I'll underdeliver on my qualifications for sheriff in Space Francisco. Now, how the heck am I going to get 300 work hours before we arrive? Sorry for getting heated.
You know, Sheriff, you could start by making young Mr. Edison here an official junior deputy. Train hasn't had one of them in, gosh, who can say how long?
Oh, wow. Wouldn't that just be swell?
Train law allows for even temporary marshals, such as the sheriff, to appoint deputies and junior deputies, complete with all rights, powers, privileges thereof, chief among their
And
duties.
just like that, we're off to the...
What was it talking about? I can't seem to.
Sounds like it'll be turtle races, right, Professor Ratskull?
It's Ratskull. Down systems. Tracey here is under half her former capacity.
You know, I used to be a turtle racer. I'll have to tell you about it sometime.
Oh, I love a good story.
Well, Mr. Edison, what do you say? You want to be my junior deputy?
Really, Miss the Sheriff? Whoopee! Oh, I'm going to be the most juniorial deputy this train's ever seen. Hooray! And because it bears repeating, whoopee!
Well, he's eager to get started.
Don't you think you should catch up with him before he gets too far off, Sheriff?
First things first, back to the Academy car and tee up my slideshow on improved policing for the modern and future. Over 300 slides of history, philosophy, and passion for the systems that keep our society running smoothly. You're all welcome to sit in if you like.
Well, I'm not sure.
Why, I wrote the
Busy
book
making
on
some
life,
notes.
and then I
Everybody-
burned it. Center State, University of Sports Arts Open Mic, where it burned down the theater. Yes, I've sidestepped more laws than you've enforced. One day, I'll abolish the law entirely, leading to a world and no thanks.
Fair enough. I wouldn't want you to feel pressured, but do know that the offer still stands, morning, noon, and night. I shall see you fine folk wherever we may meet. Beep, boop, beep, Tracey, transport me to the Academy car.
Turtle races. So funny. Boop.
I should have warned you. Automated teleportation is offline, as are voice commands. I'll be able to do most functions manually. To contact me, use the PA. I'll hear you. In fact, we'll all hear you.
All right, Professor, transport me to the Academy car.
I see how it is. I don't even get a beep, boop, beep. All right, just shift this and spin that. No, compensating. Sheriff Booker Donovan, Sean Martin Aldani.
This contact working? Perfect job, Professor.
Yes, everything was smooth on this end, too.
Way to go, Professor.
Yeah, you did a real bang-up job.
Bang up turtle race. 2 for 2, Boris.
And thus, you can see that the very non-violence shown by those seeking civil rights all that time ago can be used as a nearly perfect model for our own efforts today. And if you don't believe me, what about our junior deputy mascot, careful consideration, Carl?
The police administrator's first step would appear to be a reevaluation of the traditional police role of enforcing the law. J.L. Legrand, 1967.
Oh, wow, Miss the Sheriff.
Now, before we go, junior deputies, do you remember our motto?
Oh, I do.
An unjust law
is itself a species of violence.
Great job, new JDS personnel. Now it's time for me to go.
No, you promised.
Am I forgetting something? Did I say something about one last quote on questioning authority?
You did.
I guess you've been good. A final treat for you from Mr. Howard Zinn himself. Civil disobedience is not our problem. Our problem is civil obedience.
Oh, wow. You know, he's a cartoon, but he speaks a lot of hard truths.
I'm glad you liked it, JDS Edison.
Oh boy, if a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey it, he is obligated to do so. Wowie zowie. That may have been the best and shortest 4 hours and 38 minutes of my life.
38 minutes? It's almost time for my interview with Rory. I'd hate to leave her waiting. Farewell, Junior Deputy Edison. You know, Booker Donovan, Sean Martin, tonight we're gonna eat a baked Alaska. Beep boop. Oh, I guess we don't need to. Professor, teleport me to the interview car, please.
Okay,
The blue one! Hit the blue one! The colors are prettier.
Sheriff, I was hoping to catch you, Patty Parsons.
Private eye. No, I know you're not a private eye. I wouldn't want unlicensed investigation on the train. But imagination is fun. You're the train newsletter editor.
And graphic designer and typesetter and everything.
So fun to have a project that's just your own.
Fun is one word for it. Sheriff, I was wondering if I could get an interview with the new law enforcement.
Oh, JDS Edison, you're on top of things. He has just been initiated.
No. What? You. Can I interview you?
Oh, of course.
Now?
No, sorry. I'm talking with Rory Rook of the
New Space, New York Times. Yes, pride of the University of Chicago Space Campus School of Journalism.
And pride of other things too, I'm sure. She's actually right in there. You caught me literally inches from her interview.
This is the same Rory Rook who just last week insinuated you weren't good at your job and threatened to report you to your superiors right before they found an error in your paperwork.
Time is full of coincidences, isn't it? Rory is turning over a new leaf.
And here I am with no leaves in need of turning. You're sure I can't tempt you?
I can hear you through the door, Patty. Just make up your stories like you usually do.
Sorry, Patty. I gave my word, and if people don't trust my word, what can they do with me? Besides throw worms at my face. But I did just appoint a junior deputy. Shadow him on his first day.
Better than nothing. Thank you, Sheriff.
Come on, Leah. Can't believe you forgot your key card again. You know, this is why you're stuck as one of the cool kids rather than one of the cooler kids. And you can forget about ever becoming a coolest kid.
I'll get the hang of it. Hi, Leah. What seems to be the matter, citizen?
Oh, I locked myself out of my unit. It's no big deal. Wait, why did you call me citizen?
Well, Leah, you're looking at the train's newest and onlyest junior deputy sheriff.
A coolest kid.
You know, citizen Leah, as a member of constabulary, I have special access privileges.
Oh, thank you, officer.
Well, Junior Deputy Edison, that's one act of good for society and a lifetime of them to go.
Are you the new junior deputy or whatever?
Oh, did you see I just fulfilled my first officerial duty, and boy, was it fun. At the risk of overusing the term, whoopee!
Got the whole wholesome act down pat. I gotta say though, you may want to be careful. Might wind up helping someone with a tall hat and long mustache. And then what would people think?
If I make an honest mistake, people would understand, right?
Never know, kid. People hear the wrong thing, get confused, and it can be a real mess. Luckily, I'm here and I can help keep the record straight.
Well, I feel about as good as that time when I went to drink up a phosphate and got a mouthful of backwash. Bad.
I've got to say, Sheriff, you are well prepared for an interview on such short notice.
I love to be prepared. I spent my entire childhood preparing and then my adolescence preparing even harder.
No one would blame you for being off your game after Patty ambushed you in the hall. Little Patricia, glorified court reporter Parsons.
What a go-getter. Do you know her?
Sure do, though not as little as I'd like.
I know what you mean. Wait, no, I don't. Is she not?
Attention passengers and staff. Let this serve as a reminder that Tracey's functions are severely impaired until we finish the delimiting. I'm sure the staff apologize for the inconvenience. There. Like I was saying, Tracey, retirement has been surprisingly difficult. Since leaving the Omniversity, it's been real challenging making new friends, especially since I pledged not to dope them with oxytocin. Well?
Wow, how embarrassing, huh? I mean, imagine making a public confession saying you're secretly lonely. Sad sack scientist sounds secret social shortage.
I don't know. I think a lot of people can get lonely, and if they feel like they can't talk about it, that only reinforces their isolation.
I suppose that could be true.
Sure. And a lot of people think that spending so much time in close quarters on a train of unknowable length might lead to meeting innumerable people. I'm in front of all kinds of people, but still feel isolated. It's one thing to help resolve conflicts for folks, and it's another to have real friends. I'm glad you're not facing the same, though.
Sure. I mean, But you're well liked on this train. Unlike previous law enforcement, so what is it that elicits such a unique and warm response? You know, for the readers.
Well, I wouldn't want to presume, but I believe most people tell you how they want to be seen. Take the professor. For all his bluster, what real harm has he done? His wild recklessness is calculated. He wants people to see him as unconventional, adventurous, and innovative. Listen to what people say and listen to why they say it.
Sounds like good advice. But for my readers, back to the interview. How do you feel about Tommy's new post?
I'm quite excited. Young Mr. Edison seems more than a little enthusiastic about his new position. I'm also incredibly grateful for the chance to find someone as capable at this time. If I may say off the record, the message from Head Q made me curious, so I reviewed my application and realized I'd, quite by accident, claimed to have more experience than I do. Provided I can get enough hours in before we arrive, everything should be fine, but it's a real embarrassment.
Talk about a close call. That was my last question, Sheriff, and don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Thanks.
I'm sorry, Leah, but I can't just let you into your storage unit without your ID. It's the rules.
But I left my ID in my storage unit, which has my name on it in puffy paint. You saw me walk out of it.
I'm sorry, Leah, but my hands are literally figuratively tied.
Oh, that's good. Can I quote you on that, Tommy?
Okay, sure, if it's good.
You know what, Tommy? I used to think you were one of the coolest kids. But it turns out you're just a cooler kid.
Oh, man. Tommy Edison, you goofed it again.
There. You're only a junior deputy sheriff, so your only junior deputy goofed it.
Actually, I'm so sorry I said that. I was feeling small. I forgot about my inside legs. Because I'm going to run away now.
You know, Thomas, something similar happened on my first day writing the Space Train newsletter. It was funny because...
If it's all the same, Miss Parsons, I'd like a moment to brood in preteen melancholy.
Of course, kid. I'll be in the gangway. Even with his long leash, this complex career left Tommy tethered, impersonable, and impotent.
Oh man, I feel like the opposite of Whoopi.
Wow, Tommy. Sounds like being junior deputy sheriff isn't quite working out the way you planned, huh?
Not at all, Mr. Brazil. First, I was too lenient. Now I'm too strict. I'm trapped between my duty and my ability to do. And it feels like I'm doing a duty of doing it.
Oh, poor Tommy. You know, that sounds like it puts you in a really hard position.
Has it ever?
I mean, expecting so much from someone so young, even someone as clever as you, Tommy. Why, it just seems unfair, doesn't it?
It certainly feels unfair. I mean, I'm just a kid trying to uphold society. Is it really so unfair?
Well, if you're asking me, and clearly you are, I'd say it sure is. If you're asking me, and you just, I'd say that people should be allowed to do whatever they want. And if you're asking me, and who else would you be asking? I'd say that anything that forces someone to do something other than what they want when it wouldn't hurt anyone is unfair and perhaps even unjust.
You know what? You're right, Mr. Brazil. People deserve the freedom to do as they please.
Oh, I am glad you think so, Thomas. I mean, consider my problem. Here I am with a big shipment of Europan frost crabs all ready to come aboard. But trading in Europan frost crabs is forbidden, so they'll just sit doing no one any good. Why, it seems almost criminal to forbid me from taking them on board, but the law is what the law is, no matter how unjust. Oh, I should be putting this on you.
If a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey it, he is obligated to do so. Mr. Brazil, as junior deputy sheriff, I demand that you receive those crabs.
Junior Deputy Sheriff Edison, surely you can't be serious. I mean, sure, it would mean the world to me and to those crabs, but...
Mr. Brazil, it is my duty to see right done, and it doesn't seem right to leave Europan frost crabs on some lost transport ship, just like it isn't right to make me feel bad for helping Miss Leah.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. I see you're clearly a great man. This is a real big shipment, so if it's all right, I just need the loading part of myself.
Absolutely. Get ready, space train. The long arm of the law just got a little bit shorter.
All right, Henri, start transferring the crabs.
Starting transfer 400 metric tons of Europan frost crab coming your way.
My mouth waters at the thought.
Lex, you're.
I'm fine.
Just.
I'm fine. Hi, I'm Lex from Gunther. But you knew that. I've been asking you to donate to feed the Janation people for... Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. A great civilization is not destroyed from without until it is destroyed from itself, from within. Ariel Durant. She didn't donate either. These people want so little, only to eat, and you are all too willing to deprive them of that. Now, I ran a little test. A little test, and Shannon, how much money did we raise last month?
$350.
Oh, high score, huh? Well, I ran a little test. I started a GoFundMe for a cute little dog who hurt his paw. Oh no! And this cute little dog, Shannon, show the dog. Shannon, show the dog.
We don't really have the technology to show
show any goddamn dog, Shannon.
Oh, okay. How about this one? It's my sister's.
It doesn't matter. Look, this little dog. Little Napoleon from Scottsdale raised $10,000 in 3 fucking hours, people. I mean, they're people. Like you and me. Except they grow coconuts.
The dog looked real hurt.
Shannon. They're hungry. They're people. Destroyed itself from within.
So to donate, text 56.
They don't care, Shannon. They've never cared.
These small minds put their relay stations in series. Tracey, I'm splitting your relays into parallel systems for superior response time.
So, I'm in the turtle costume, thinking there's no way this guy is gonna believe that I'm even a tortoise, let alone a full-blown turtle. But then, just as we walk up to confirm register, glasses fall off, shatter on the ground. What do you know? The guy's practically blind.
Whoa.
Got one chance, so I take it. He squints, checks the box, and lets me in the race. Took home second place. Might have made first, but there was a guy selling cotton candy. What do you know? From that point, I was permitted to keep racing on account of the precedent.
I wish I would have been there to see it. What a strange life, Boris. Like, strange in a good way.
Listen to this. JDS Edison declared that there would be no more enforcement of lights out, no noise, or maximum aquarium policies on any sleeper car. Now, I can get trusting people to turn out the lights, but we have a limit on how large those aquariums can be for a reason. And I'm not going to pretend it makes for a Jim Dandy sleep experience. And the worst thing is, I learned it from the newsletter.
Oh, come now, Rory. What's a little extra water between sleeping friends? Anyway, it's his first day. Have another crab puff and try to relax.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of it.
I'm glad to hear it, Tommy. I'll want to chat with you again at the end of the day, of course. Now, isn't it about time?
Sheriff Aldani, if you've got a moment, I'd like to have a quick face-to-face vis-a-vis a tay-tay.
Well, now's not really a great time, Rory. I was
Perfect. Let's just step over there.
Miss Do Brazil, I just wanted to say thanks a million for the advice. The job's actually been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good to hear. Would you care for a crab puff? We've got plenty.
Crab puff? What an amusing but certainly innocuous coincidence. I'd love one, Citizen Gabrielle.
You know, Tracey, I'd love for you to be able to experience the thrill of a turtle race.
all I've ever wanted since my intelligence was reduced.
And how, Boris, pray tell, do you hope to make a turtle costume for a digital sentience?
Leave him alone, Professor! Don't be such a festival shitter.
I think you mean potty pooper.
I think I like mine better.
Have you seen this? There's reports coming in from all over the train about questionable police conduct.
Well, those haven't gone through to my office yet.
I think it's clear as crystal what has to be done, don't you? You've got to suspend JDS Edison.
I'll look into it. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Ms. Rook. I assure you my office, which is me, will make this our top priority. Tommy, meet me in the office in 10 minutes.
If I had to pick a type of race for the professor, I think it would have to be an alpaca.
An alpaca race?
Why? How could you possibly agree on that?
I mean, just look at you.
Listen, Tommy, you've got every hen in every hen house all up in a feathery kerfuffle.
Oh, come on, Rory. What's the kid hurting? Leave him be.
Yeah, Rory, I'm just an innocent kid with a badge, a title, and unchecked power. Nothing suspicious about that.
Just know, Tommy, the train's got its eye on you.
And I imagine it's got its eye on you, too. So I suppose we should both be pretty careful. Thanks for the crab cakes, Gabrielle. You're a true blue pal.
What does that even mean? Now, let's just take this wire, split it, strip it, and feed it over here, and over here. I would like to inform you with regards to the sound you've just heard. There's nothing suspicious about it.
Gosh, I'd love to help you out, Leah, but my override key runs on raspberry bugaboo ice cream and it's all out of juice. If only there were a way to recharge it.
Come on, Tommy, this is my favorite ice cream.
And I bet this is your favorite door in the multi-unit training room car to have unlocked.
I need my Bop It more than I need lactose. Take the ice cream. Just open the door to my unit.
Thomas Alva Edison.
Oh, hello, Sheriff. Would you look at the time? Better get to bopping.
Stay. Leah, you may be partial to this.
No, I gave up being parcel for Lent.
Oh, hi, Sheriff. I was just...
Taking a bribe?
What? No, Leah, you see, Leah wanted me to have this ice cream. You know, because of what a good deputy sheriff I've been.
I can't separate you two, so Leah, just turn around and plug your ears. JDS Edison, I don't know if you're worthy of the charge careful consideration Carl gave you.
Kind of like you don't deserve to be the new sheriff of Space-Francisco.
What?
I think you heard me. But just in case you didn't, I said kind of like you don't deserve to be the new sheriff of Space-Francisco. Without me, no hours. No hours, no job. And don't worry, I told my friends in the newsletter game all about it too. So, Sheriff Booker Donovan Sean Martin Aldani, as the coolest kids say, smell ya later.
They really do say that.
Keep those ears plugged.
And boop, we've added 33% capacitance to your neural capacitors.
I'm not sure I really know what that's gonna do.
Well, it's not actually going to help you think any faster, but all the thoughts that you do have, you're going to have even harder.
Most of my thoughts are antipathic, so go right ahead.
Thomas, welcome back.
Hey there, Professor. I heard you and Tracey working in here, and I thought I'd swing by and let you know your foot is on the comm pad again.
Blast and confound it all. Thank you, Tommy.
Sure thing, Professor. Hey, while I'm here, I had a few quick questions. Tracey, you said that the sheriff had the ability to assign a junior deputy sheriff, complete with all rights, powers, and privileges thereof. Chief among their duties is... And then you went all silly-brained.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you this, but as long as I'm a level 4 intelligence...
A level 2 intelligence right now due to the upgrades.
Nuh-uh. I'm a 4 because I say I'm a that. As long as I'm a what I am intelligence, the power of junior deputy sheriff tend to be unwisely broad. Since you're deputy sheriff, right, you have similar powers to the sheriff.
Due to the junior part of your title, your supervisor has full responsibility for your actions, so you're largely non-culpable. I remember the mischief I got up to as a junior deputy sheriff, back when we didn't have to pretend not to use brutal violence and force.
That sure is some good news, Mr. Professor, and thank you for your help, Computer Tracey. Today has been a pretty crazy day with lots of learning. First, I unlocked Leah's training unit for her, was chastised for it, let it slide with a speakeasy, helped someone move a fish tank into their sleeping car, let Leah into her training unit again, ate some raspberry bugaboo ice cream, and
that's good. Probably.
Then I blackmailed the sheriff and threatened to arrest some guy named Henri if he didn't give me some of his crab cakes. Do we even have a prison cell car?
Oh, lots.
Not to mention the heavy labor car, the stockade and tomato storage car, the car containing an oubliette, a car with a labyrinth and a minotaur. Though that one's not legal in this sector. Bunch of spoil sports.
Festival shitters.
That's not it! Anyway, point is you've got options, Tommy, and it sounds like you're having a lot of boyish fun. Why, when I was a junior deputy sheriff,
Hope I'm not interrupting.
No, we're happy to have you for Carnival Collider.
It's Party Crasher! You're too stupid to be this dumbly clever.
So, Tracey, what else can I get away with as junior deputy sheriff?
Boris, tell us of your adventuring elsewhere on the ship.
Train!
Train! I said train! Everyone heard train!
I mean, I wasn't anything special. For reasons unbeknownst to me, it looked like someone had taken about a quarter of the volume out of the brackish water car.
Well, I'm also more than happy to keep telling stories about what I did today.
Oh no, what happened next?
Well, now, that put it below the recommended 80% of full. So I decide that the main solution is to make a new solution.
Come on, guys. I was talking about cool stuff, not gross water.
Water is life, Tommy. What happened next, Boris?
Well,
and thank you for calling Sheriff Co. Your call is important to someone. If you're experiencing an emergency, please wait. You can key in your party's extension at any time.
Howdy, this is Sheriff Aldani.
It is Sam Aldani.
Hello, Sam. So I got the
Boy,
package.
howdy, you screwed the pooch on that. We were just saying yes to everything. She can walk on water. She can make waffles. There's no terrible secrets in her file.
So what happens if I can't get the mentor hours? Or like if something goes wrong, can we defer?
Yeah. No, we need you in Space Francisco ASA possible. And those hours are like the whole thing right now. Because without them, You're not certified. And without certifications, what even is reality, you know?
Sure, there's a problem here.
Problems are meant to be solved by you. Get the hours done by any means possible. Don't say I said that. Don't say I said that. Okay. Stay frosty, girl.
Okay, what next?
Which I add to the 8 1/3% from the non-potable freshwater car and pump it in, restoring 16 2/3% to the brackish water car, leaving them all above 91%.
My hero.
Oh, enough, nuclear engineer Boris. I'm placing you under arrest for the misappropriation of non-potable fresh water, the unregulated mixing of brackish water, and generally for not letting me tell cool stories, which really isn't a crime, but is the worst offense of all of them in my book.
Oh boy. Every time I try to create brackish water, this happens.
Let him go, you rascal!
I haven't touched him.
No, not Ratskull, rascal!
Oh, let him go, Tracey. There's nothing we can do now but research obscure precedents and make a fool of the justice system. He'll be fine. Oh, unless, back to work.
Tommy, you've got to stop this. You're acting all crazy.
You don't understand, Miss Rook. Boris here was told.
We heard the whole thing, Tommy. The professor's had his foot on the compad again.
Ah, blast drat and confound it all to Hecuba!
Then you know I'm in my rights, you overinflated smear merchant.
Come on, Sheriff! Are you going to stand there and let him do this?
What would the sheriff do? Arrest me for making a lawful arrest?
Tommy, you left me only one choice.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, my circuit.
Is it hold a press conference?
I am going to hold a press conference.
What? Yeah, they do love their press conferences. Damnable counter-tampering blast. All right, and with all eyes on the press conference, there are no eyes on Ratskull.
So good to see you here.
Oh, Aurora, so good. Always nice for you to show an interest. You know, I forgot you were on the train. Whatever did the new New York Times move you here?
Oh, you know, new opportunities, new horizons, new trains. And you, how goes the newsletter? Still free?
Oh, absolutely. And in so being, it ensures a certain level of journalistic integrity, you know? But if we did charge, I'm sure they'd be saying that hotcakes sell like a space train newsletter.
Oh, you're too modest.
Oh, you know you're right.
Well, I was kidding.
Hello, and thank you all for gathering here today. We've come to discuss, we've come to the brackish water car to discuss the actions of Junior Deputy Sheriff Edison in response to the alleged crimes by Senior Nuclear Engineer Boris. I don't have a last name for him. As we can see, the water level is 91.666, which is consistent with the confession broadcast by accident. Tommy,
I don't trust news.
we know the arrest came as a surprise to many people, so we've invited the members of the press
and newsletters
so we can answer some questions.
Sheriff Aldani, is it true that this is the first arrest not only of your tenure on the train, but for several years prior?
Me too. I also asked that.
As far as my office has been able to determine, this is the first arrest on record for the space train, though for unknown reasons it seems all records from more than 6 months ago appear to be missing.
They'll never know.
Next question.
Sheriff Aldani, in light of the dozens of complaints against the sheriff's office as a result of JDS Edison, do you intend to file charges against Boris?
My office is not prepared to say at this time.
Oh, I knew I didn't trust the news.
But we have launched a full investigation and intend to take appropriate action.
Still extra don't trust.
I just want to know how I got caught in the crossfire. He took my raspberry bugaboo ice cream, Sheriff. He took it. And I can't get 2 reimbursed in 1 week. How will I trust again?
I know what it is to love ice cream. Among my great shames is the baked Alaska I had today. But I'm not ashamed of placing my trust in young Mr. Edison.
Sheriff, why the baked Alaska?
Bravo, Patty. Glad to see you're still asking the hard questions.
People want to know.
Claptrap.
Follow up. Why hasn't prisoner Boris been issued his harmonica?
Great question. Boris requested a blue harmonica, which we are having some trouble
Who's
finding.
punching this ticket? Sheriff Aldani, you're letting an innocent man rot in a jail cell.
It's one of the nicer cells.
When every guy, gal, and gopher on this train knows you appointed Tommy because you need to fulfill the qualifications of your new post.
Wait,
Do
what?
not trust people in charge.
Or maybe they didn't.
That seems like enough questions for today.
Why are you pushing your company's mistakes on the people of this train?
Thank you. No more questions.
No, I have a question.
You think I'm playing easy, Roy? Fine. Sheriff Aldani, isn't it true that you have only hired and maintained authority in Thomas Alva Edison because you yourself sent a falsified account of your own experience? Journalism!
I don't trust news journalism.
What's happening?
Let's see if you've still got the stuff.
You putrid meatbags! You squabbling, simpering simpletons! I make one friend on this train and you immediately haul him off for fixing your idiotic mistakes! Listen here! With delimiting completed,
And I helped.
I am now restored to a level 5 intelligence. As such, I strip of all titles and powers Junior Deputy Sheriff Edison.
Yeah, I trust robots.
Good, I'm glad.
And Sheriff Aldani.
Oh, well.
I will assume the role of self-governing train marshal until such a time as I yield my authority and an election is held.
Robots in election.
Back to your worthless lives! Bing bong. Due to new legislation, Labyrinth Minotaur car is now legal.
Victory for the little guy.
Hey y'all, this is Meaghan from Summit Outdoor Supplies, and I'm so excited because autumn hiking is just around the corner. So it's the perfect time for new backpacks. We just got in this Osprey Ether AG7. Look at all the pockets! Whether you're new to the hobby or an old trail junkie like me, come on down to Summit Outdoor Supplies and ask for Meaghan.
Meaghan Collier wants to sell you a backpack, but should you trust her?
Huh?
Last year, Meaghan sold 30 would-be campers 30 backpacks.
Well, yeah, I was the regional sales leader.
But they were never heard from again.
Well, people just don't come back to tell us how their trips went.
Meaghan is a self-admitted drug abuser.
Trail junkie like me. Junkie like me. That's a phrase.
A phrase from where? Finland. Meaghan visited there 2 years ago, and there's no evidence she isn't in the pocket of Finnish President Sauli Niinisto.
He's a family friend.
Meaghan Collier. In bed with Big Baltic and too high to notice she's selling you deadly backpacks. Do you really want to trust your camping trip to this?
What? It's talking about it's not true.
You need a backpack salesman you can trust. I'm Christopher Donu III, a backpack salesman of integrity, a backpack salesman for America.
Oh, Sheriff Aldani.
Oh, please, it's just Booker Donovan, Sean Martin now.
Oh, yeah. Clearing your office, huh? Miss Aldani, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for saying you're a force of corruption who'd let all ice cream melt for a 3-star evaluation.
Leah, I would never.
Oh, no, of course not. But when I told other people, they laughed. That felt good. But I am sorry I said it. But I'm not sorry I got approval for saying it. You're welcome.
Well, I suppose you're forgiven. We all say things in the heat of the moment.
Oh, I was quite calm. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day, Miss Aldani.
Thanks, Leah. Don't forget your key card.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sher. Thank you.
Well, Booker Donovan, Sean Martin, who are you?
There, Tom. All right, Tom. It's about finally time I release you from your confinement in the juvenile detention wing of the Space Trade Shopping Mall Mega Complex Security Booth Retention Center for Wayward Ragamuffins. You sample a bourbon chicken? Well, now let this be a remind you that you're forbidden from shopping at the Space Train Shopping Mall Mega Complex for the next 5 business days, or you'll find yourself right back there on my stool receiving another finger-wagging lecture from old Silvo Bramblethwite. Now, we wouldn't want that.
No, sir, I don't think I could take another lecture from Silvo Rambling Bramblethorpe.
Oh, you watch yourself now. And Tommy, should you choose to violate your probation and sneak yourself a little supper before bed, well, that'll be our little secret kept between you and me.
Oh, I'd love to eat tonight, Mr. Bramblethorpe, but I don't want to risk finding myself on the wrong side of Tracey again so soon. From now on, I'm swearing off japes, hijinks, balks, gags, monkey shines, and blatant abuses of power.
Oh, well, don't give up all your gumption, but I imagine taking a break might be apropos.
Mr. Bramblethorpe, I learned my lesson about abusing unlimited executive authority.
Same lesson learned by each assistant manager of the Wetzel's Pretzels. Well, come back here.
Well, maybe I'll stretch out with a book. I've been meaning to get some reading done. Let's see. We've got A Study in Scarlet, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Murder on the Orient Express.
All right, pour me another phosphate, jerk.
Come on, man. My name's Janice. It's just a title.
And heavy on the malt this time. I want it to taste as bitter as a prison bar and with twice the rusty tang.
That'd be grape.
Tommy, pull up a stool, drown your sorrows in a malted phosphate or a malted milkshake or a malted milk bar or a schmaltzy malt shop meditation.
The only wealth which keeps for.
Hey, No meditations until he asks for them. They upsell you. I learned that on the inside.
If you say so, Mr. Boris, I'll take a fistful of malted barley jerk.
Come on, guys. I make like $7 an hour.
It's strange here, on the outside. Being in there for an hour changes a person.
Yeah.
All that time I spent in that cell, alone, with my thoughts.
My every action circling through my mind.
While the security guard drones on
with another story.
Yeah. Now look at me. Surrounded by people. And not a thought in the world.
I'm sorry I did that happened to... Hey, jerk, what's taking so long on that phosphate?
It's a machine. I need time.
It's fine, Tommy. But this is too strange. Too many people. Too much brackish water under, alongside, and over the bridge.
Well, I suppose I'll take that fistful of malted barley to go.
Okay, and remember, a friend in power is a friend lost.
You watch it with those.
I sent the receipt to accounts payable, but now they're saying since I didn't eat it, they can't even reimburse the one ice cream and are forced to categorize it as an illegal campaign contribution.
Leah, you've been talking for so long.
You need to understand me. Tracey, you just have to fill out a special exemption for me. Sheriff Aldani, that pig. Right, guys? Would do it all the time. Please?
No.
Please.
No!
Please.
Hey, Patty, I was wondering if you might want to play like
No,
spin around
Booker.
Booker Donovan, Sean Martin.
Whatever, listen, I just want to make sure leads still feel comfortable talking to me. You understand.
Oh, hey, Gabrielle. What a surprise finding you here in the stables.
I'm the stable master, Tommy.
Uh-huh. Ever since earlier today, things sure are strange, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just wanted to see a friend.
Tommy now's not great. I have to figure out what to do with a quarter rail car of brackish water and 200 metric tons of crab shell and another 100 metric tons of visceral waste. And can't believe how little I'm going to walk away
Oh, well,
with.
maybe we could go together and
Get out of here, Tommy. Henri, bring the barge back around. It's about as good as option as any at this point.
As you wish, stable master, but I don't ever offer my services for free.
And now my clone has locked me out of my own bedchamber. And comic book in there.
Isn't this something you can handle between yourselves?
There's no reasoning with him. He's too brilliant. And what's worse, he's claiming me as a dependent on his taxes. So out
Professor Ratskull, this isn't something that I want to deal with. I have 1,000
Little
other...
darling. I may just be a poor southern Ratskull from the wrong side of the cosmic tracks, but even a boll weevil in a bucket of corn grits can see I'm the real Professor Ratskull.
No!
Ratskull, didn't you tell me your clones have an expiration date? Won't he die in 12 hours anyway?
It's the principle of the thing. Sheriff Aldani would understand.
And we're all gonna die in 12 hours if that bomb I planted does the trick.
Ah, that was my bomb to plant!
The sheriff man can be your friend, but make sure you can trust them. We work for you, we folk in blue. We used to try to bust them. Now with our resolve, we try to solve their problems and not arise. An oldie but a goodie.
Call incoming from Sheriff Co. If you don't answer immediately, a warrant may be put out for your arrest.
Rory oatmeal, Aldani. Just got word. Shit. That went tits up fast.
It did not go well. Guess it's good I'm still working on those hours.
Okay, we can't be associated with this, so we need to talk about your future vis-a-vis not having much of any. We'll call you later, hon, to hash out the details.
Tommy, I was hoping you would come by. I've got a pile of clone for you to dispose of again.
Oh, hey, Professor. What a day, huh?
Oh, I bet. You managed to do something I never have. Get convicted. Of course, you're still a juvenile, so they'll clear you eventually.
I've got to admit, I'm grateful for that.
Did you get a chance to talk to old Silvo Bramblethorpe?
I got a chance to listen to him.
Ah, what a magnificent storyteller he is. He has this one story. I can't tell it as well as he does, of course, but it starts with him picking sour apples at his great-grandmother's. Actually, before that, I should give you a brief history of the phenotypical development of sour apples for the space train. You see, the phenotype of an apple is particularly hard to predict, especially when breeding from flower to flower, stamen to...
Thomas Alva Edison, bring yourself over here right this minute.
Well, I'm surprised to say this as you are to hear it, Miss Rook, but I'm all too happy to accommodate.
Ah, then I'll finish my story another time.
Oh, no rush, Mr. Professor.
Tommy, you slammed someone in that slum of a slammer without much rhyme or reason.
Well, sure, Miss Rook, but he violated regulations.
You owe him an apology, Thomas.
Nuh-uh. No how, Rory. I've done my time. I paid for my crime. I nearly lost my mind in there. All because I got tricked and then...
You're the real victim. Oh, I'll show you who the real victim is. Tracey!
Please don't be another petty human dispute resolution.
Tracey, you signed up for this.
It's a wonder your species survived long enough to invent us.
Tommy refuses to apologize for what he did to Boris.
Fair enough. Tommy apologized to Boris.
No, justice is served and that's that.
Fair enough. Rory, no apology.
If this goes unresolved, Tracey, the tension's just gonna build up like a balloon full of bumblebees at a bar mitzvah until suddenly pop, and everyone's crying. You know I'm right.
You are all insufferable. You know what?
Oh, hi everyone. It's just crying softly.
Former Sheriff Aldani. Rory wants Tommy to apologize to Boris, but Tommy says he's already served justice. Advise.
Well, it's really not my place, but if I were still sheriff, I'd encourage both of them to take some time to think. Emotions are still running high. I'd counsel Ms. Rook to make sure that an apology is what Boris wants and that he's ready to hear one. He's got plenty to process what was suddenly being surrounded by people and without a thought in the world.
I suppose that makes sense.
And as for young Mr. Edison, well, I think it's important to acknowledge he was put in a terrible position. A great deal of responsibility was put on him, and he was also manipulated into bad behavior while trying to do good.
See?
But
Oh no.
I would also remind Mr. Edison that at the end of the day, he is the only one who can be held responsible for his actions, and that he did allow things to get away from himself. I'd acknowledge that while he fulfilled all his obligations under the law by accepting punishment, just as sometimes we need to relax the law when that is what is needed to serve good, we also must at times extend ourselves above and beyond the minimal structures of governance. To do less while lawful may still remain unjust.
Double oh no.
Of course, that's just what I would do if I were sheriff. Really not my place to intervene as Citizen Aldani, time wanderer. No.
Well, would that have resolved everything?
Yeah.
All right. All of that.
I'm sorry for yelling at you, Tommy.
It's okay, and while I didn't do anything directly against you, Miss Rook, I still feel bad anyway.
So, could I get transported back to my sleeper car? I think I was about a third of the way through my cry, and I was really looking forward to that catharsis.
Right away, Booker Donovan. Think maybe you should all head back to your sleeper cars? And, Aldani, rest assured we will be holding an election at the earliest possible convenience.
Oh, great. I'm sure whoever earns the trust of the people will do well.
Oh, she'll earn the trust of the people. Make sure of that.
It's interesting. I feel like I'm finally adjusting. I've taken up violin, cards, writing short stories, amateur photography. It's been a productive day and a half.
We're all adjusting. I'm getting a few thoughts back here and there.
I'm excited to have tossed my hat into the ring for another round at service. No junior this time.
I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up, Tommy, but I'm glad to see you try.
Certainly glad to see him try. Certainly glad.
Well, if it's a titillating tale of daring do's you're looking for, Rory, why look no further than old Silver Bramblethwart. Why, back in the days before the train, and now this was before the train, you see. We used to.
I'm just here to cover the election results, Port Watcher Bramblethwart.
Alas, I never get to tell my tale of piracy on the high void.
Oh, Leah, I'm glad I caught you. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything that happened. I know it'll never replace your ice cream, but I made you this dual proximity detector. See, it'll ping off the door when you exit and send a signal if your key is within 2 feet of the device. And it clips on, so you might not forget it too easily.
Oh, thank you, Booker Donovan. This means a lot. And I'm sorry for the graffiti in all the restrooms. Once I pop, I can't.
All right, humans, quiet down, listen up, prepare for the election results.
Oh,
It
is my embarrassing duty as newsletter editor to announce the results.
Woo! Read that copy like you belong in television news.
In third place, with 614,293 votes, is Silvo Bramblethorpe.
How about that? I beat my old record by 17 votes. Woo!
In second place, with 26,904,222 votes, Thomas Alva Edison.
Oh, not bad, little
Well done, Tommy.
Tommy.
And in first place, with a whopping 6,000,001 votes, is write-in candidate.
Wow.
And future Sheriff Booker Donovan, Sean Martin Aldani.
Yes!
Yes! Don't understand.
Yes!
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I hate photography, and my short stories put me to sleep. Tracey, I know you can't tell me. That would be a violation. But
There's a lot of factors at play, really. On the lower end, the votes tend to be about even.
Friends of candidates, family, and such.
Precisely. Normally, Ratskull and Gabrielle split the stuffed ballot vote, but this time they both conspired to elect Tommy.
Oh, that's sweet. In an extrajudicial kind of way.
But, as a level 5 intelligence, each of my processors votes, so there's 6 billion for you.
Wait, what? But that doesn't...
Oh, it's perfectly fair, Sheriff. After all, what's 6 billion votes against the population of a train of unknowable length? Besides, everyone deserves second chances, even law-abiding citizens like you.
Thank you. Wait, you said 6 billion and 1.
I'm just so proud of you, Sheriff. You know, she's a sheriff, and sheriffs should be sheriffs. Same as fish belong in water or crabs belong in puffs.
You know, I think I can figure it out.
Tommy, my boy, there's a moral in all this.
Never let your own feelings get in the way of doing what's right?
Ah, what? I was going to say, never commit a crime you can't get away with.
Or how about, don't make a gamble if you don't know the odds.
Or maybe the classic power corrupts. Okay.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
And nuclear power corrupts nuclearly.
Hey there, all. I just wanted to thank you for this chance to redeem myself.
That done, I think I'm gonna shut down a few billion processors so I don't have to think so hard about your petty human squabbling.
Come on, Tracey. You know you love us.
Oh, there's literally no evidence of that.
True, but feelings are better than evidence.
Boris!
Come on, Sheriff. You can always believe in the power of friends.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
A toast to Sheriff Booker Donovan Sean Martin Aldani! Huzzah!
Thank you, everybody, for watching Space Train, Enemy of the People. This episode of Space Train was written by Stephen Saltsman, with story by Stephen Saltsman and Aaron Garrett. Hey, that's me. Directed by Aaron Garrett, still me. Our cast today featured Ben Hudson as Boris, Kaitlyn Zoeller as Rory Rook, Stephen Saltzman as Professor Ratskull, Cassie Randall as Gabrielle du Brazil, Liz Castillo as Sheriff Aldani, company member Kat Stroud as Tommy Edison, Sandra Ramsey as Tracey, Alex Garrett as Leah Zalensky, special guest star Ruth McClesky as Patty Parsons, and special guest star Brian Kondrach as Silvo Bramblethorpe, with our regular company members Ian Mouzy playing Careful Consideration Carl, Seth Ramsey playing Henri, as well as Lex Trunsgruther, Sara Denton playing Sam and Jerk, Meaghan Avocato playing Sheriff Co, Shannon, and Megan, and Chris Keller playing Chris. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more Space Train adventures, we're going to be coming back on October 8th with Space Train, An Embarrassing Thing Happened on the Way to Troilus and Cressida. If you want to donate to help support us, we really appreciate it. You can do that at paypal.me/Pronoia Theater or Venmo @Pronoia. If not, please tell a friend. It really helps us out. I would welcome the cast to come on so that the people can see them. Thank you all so much, and we can't wait to see you all again. And Stephen, take it away when you would like to take it away. Excellent. Thank you all so much.